more about a fire that ripped through this Fort Myers home late last night, leaving a family homeless. Investigators now saying a lightning strike was to blame for that fire. It broke out on Jefferson Avenue, not very far from the Fort Myers Country Club right there on McGregor. 4 in your corners, Tony Sadiku live in the studio with more on this story. Tony?
I wish this had been a bad dream. That's his exact words of 62-year-old Bill Lawrence. That's how he describes the series of events that left him homeless. The first signs were typical.
Quite a bit of rain and lightning.
But then Bill Lawrence and a neighbor noticed the storm growing in intensity.
I saw 2 and he saw 3 bolts of lightning, maybe 12 feet, 10 feet long, shoot out of the cloud and strike the side of the house.
He went to look for damage around his building and found nothing, so he didn't think much of it. Then 3 hours later, and about an hour into his sleep, he said an angel woke him up.
I never met in my life. She came over and banged on my door and woke me up and said, "You've got a fire. You've got a fire." And of course, I didn't believe it. I was, still half sleeping.
But he knew he had to believe it, so he woke up and, still half asleep, desperately trying to save his 88-year-old mother, who was still inside the unit next door. He first tried to open the main door to his mom's house.
Didn't have very good luck.
He then ran as fast as he could around the building.
I just had to get her out of there somehow, so I went around and I beat on all the windows and hollered as loud as I could to make sure she was awake or wakeable. And this bedroom was engulfed in smoke and a lot of flame above it.
So he smashed his hand against the window, making this hole. That's when firefighters arrived to push in the window and finish the job.
I consider myself to be very fortunate to have survived through it, and my mother more so.
Both Bill and his mother were taken to the hospital for minor injuries. They both are expected to make a full recovery. Fort Myers fire investigators and the state fire marshal's office believe lightning was likely the cause of the fire. In the studio, Tony Sadiku, Fox 4 in your corner.